What's up everybody, welcome to another flight sim video. Today we are once again on the VATSIM network. We are finally in the new PMDG 777-200ER in this American Airlines livery. So we're going to be flying with the Rolls-Royce engines type today, so that's going to be really fun. Today we are service American 717 from Munich to Charlotte Douglas International. So it's going to be a long haul flight over the Atlantic, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Today on the VATSIM network at Munich airport there is an event going on called the Munich 11 to 11 event, which means Munich is going to be staffed for 12 hours straight, fully staffed from delivery, ground, tower, approach and center. So it's going to be a very fun departure out of here. It's going to be a very fun flight. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and thanks for watching. Alright, we're now in the cockpit of the 777-200ER. We have just started our alignment of the ADIRs. So we're going to enter our initial position here. So we're at Munich, Echo Delta Delta Mike. We're at gate 164. Set our inertial position. And there we go. Our ADIRs have been aligned. Now we're going to go and insert the routing, which means we're going to go to the EFB, requested data. And there it is. We're now going to request our flight plan here. We're going to load our aircraft up as well with fuel and payload. And we're going to request the routing. And there we go. Our routing has been inserted. So we're now going to go and ask for clearance. But before we do that, we're going to go and listen to the ADIS frequency on 123.130.
At report time 0920 Zulu. Expect vectors for independent parallel ILS approach runway 26 left and 26 right runways and use 26 left and 26.
Alright, we now have information Charlie on board. So now we're going to go to the comm menu here. So now we're going to go into the comm menu and we're going to actually ask for a PDC clearance, which means we can get a clearance via text.
Roger that.
I see. Never mind, we're not going to get our PDC clearance because it's not working today. So we're going to just ask clearance via voice. Okay. I have to see if I even get a chance to actually talk on frequency, but it's so busy. Mr. Delivery, good morning, American 717 Heavy. Request IFR clearance to Charlotte Douglas with information, Charlotte.
American 717 München delivery, good morning, info Charlie, cleared to Charlotte via Olazo to Sierra departure, flight plan route, climb via SID to flight level 70, squawk 2327.
Cleared to Charlotte, Olazo to Sierra departure, initially climb via SID, flight level 70, squawk 2327, American 717.
American 717, read back correct, report ready for startup.
Alrighty, we got our clearance from voice instead, so we are cleared on the Olazo to Sierra departure. So Olazo to Sierra departure, out of runway 26 left. Alrighty, we're also going to set our arrival and approach into Charlotte, which we have planned for. Let's go to our OFP, Simbrief OFP here. We have planned for the Chesley 6 arrival, so we're going to go and set that in with the coupon transition. We're not going to insert the arrival runway since that's not yet known. So we're going to insert that, activate our routing, and there we go. That's our route inserted. Now we're going to go to the perf init page. As you can see, our initial cruise altitude is 5340 for now. Cost index 80 for American Airlines. We're going to click on this button here for the zero fuel weight. And then we're going to accept this data. And there we go. We're going to check if our cruise altitude initially and our optimal flight level corresponds, which is true, so that's nice. Flight level 345, flight level 340, so that's good. Now we're going to go and go to our performance tool here, and we're going to calculate our takeoff performance. So we're out of 26 left. Import the aircraft details here, import the weather details that we got from information Charlie, and we're going to calculate that. Alright, so here's our takeoff performance here. So we're now going to go to the thrust limit page. We are planned for a derated takeoff of TO2, and our cell temp is 46. Now we're going to go to the takeoff page. We have our winds here, 2708, slope 0, outside temperature 20, which is all good, and flaps 5. So here we go. Our V1 speeds are 156.
Whiskey,
V rotate is 158 and V2 is 159er, and our CG is 6.25. So that's our takeoff performance started. We are going to be on the Olaso to Sierra departure here. Transition out to 5,000 feet, so we're going to go ahead out 26 left here, heading pretty much runway heading 261 to Delta Mike 053, Max 250 knots above flight level 70, and then just direct to Olaso. Very simple departure. Alright, we're now going to go and set the QNH to 1014. So our V2 speed is 159, so we're gonna go to the IAS norm and set that to 159er. Runway heading is 259er, and our initial climb is gonna be flight level 70. We're gonna turn on the flight directors, auto throttles armed, and arm elevator VNAV as well. Our squawk, which we got, was 2327. There you go. We're now gonna go and turn on the seatbelt signs. And we're going to turn on the APU as well. There you go, our APU is now turned on. We're going to disconnect the ground power. And now we're going to as well and disconnect the jetway. We're going to disconnect our ground power. And we're going to disconnect the cargo. With everything done, now we're going to go to our checklists. Oxygen. Tested. Flight instruments are good. Parking brakes are set. Go to the next one before start. Flight deck door is closed. The MCP V2 speed, runway heading, and initial climb. That's good. Takeoff speeds are inserted 156, 158, 159. That's the pre-flight complete. Trim. We're gonna set the trim, so we're gonna turn on our hydraulics here. First right elec, then center elecs, and then left and Charlie return to elecs. And now we're gonna set our trim to 6.25. There we go. Trim is set. Taxi and takeoff briefing. We're gonna go and do our airport chart. Here's 26 left, so we're going to be expecting a pushback to the south, and then we're going to taxi to Sierra 5 or Sierra 6, and then be left here on Air Sierra Tango to only 0.26 left. We've just done our departure briefing as well, so taxi takeoff briefing is done. Alright, we're pretty much ready for departure here. Since it is pretty busy, and there's probably going to be delay, we're going to ask for start clearance immediately as well. So we're going to now go and prepare pushback and departure for G6. And turn on the beacon and logo lights. And don't forget to remove the chocks. And to also arm the doors. American 717 Heavy, request startup, stand 164.
American 717, startup is approved for pushback, contact apron on 121.780,
Startup approved for pushback 121.780, American 717, bye bye. Alright, we're now clear to go to ground apron 121.780. Mission apron, good afternoon, American 717 Heavy at stand 164, request pushback.
American 717, hello, your pushback is approved facing south.
Pushback approved facing south, American 717. Alrighty, we're clear for pushback to the south. We're going to release the parking brakes and commence our pushback. Alright, we're going to go and turn on the fuel pumps. Left and right pumps first. We now go and set the right start to start. And go to the engine page and see our N2 rising. And now we're going to also turn on the fuel for number 2. There we go, engine number 2 has been started. We'll now go and start left engines and to rise up, and then we're going to turn on the fuel for engine number 1 too. Alright, both engines are now started. We're gonna turn off the APU. And now we're gonna set our takeoff config here. But first, we're gonna go to the before taxi checklist, which is anti-ice, not needed since it's 18 degrees outside. Recall, that's good. Auto brake to RTO. Now we're gonna do flight control check. So left aileron, right ailerons, elevators up and down, and left rudder and right rudder. And there we go. Flight control check complete. Ground equipment is clear. Checklist complete. We now set the flaps to 5. There we go. Flaps are set before takeoff check is complete. And now we're gonna go and ask clearance for taxi to apron. And American 717 is ready for taxi.
American 717 taxi to entry Sierra 6 via Whiskey 1 and Charlie 5.
Taxi entry Sierra 6 via Whiskey 1 and Charlie 5, American 717. Alright, we're gonna turn on the taxi and runway turn off lights, and we're gonna commence our taxi. Don't forget to turn the parking brakes as well. Here we go.
Pushback roof. American 717 call 121-830, bye-bye.
121-830, American 717, bye-bye. Alright, we're now gonna go to ground on 121.830. I don't know what this bridge is. Is this some sort of scenery bug again? Is this a bug of some sorts? What is this? This is quite interesting. I guess we're gonna go and contact ground. Mission ground, good afternoon, American 717 at 73CR6.
American 717, Mission ground, service. Taxi calling point, runway 26 left via Sierra, Bravo 14.
Taxi order point 26 left via Sierra and Bravo 14, American 717. Alright, I'm just gonna go and slew in front. Yeah.
Mission ground, hello.
Okay, let's just continue our taxi.
American 717, contact Munition Tower on 120.505, calls in only, bye.
120.505, calls on only, American 717, bye bye. Munition Tower, good afternoon, American 717.
American 717, Munition Tower, hello, wind 260 degrees, 11 knots, runway 26 left, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 26 left, American 717. Alright, we got our clearance already for takeoff. We're now gonna go take a right here. We're gonna go into Bravo 14. Now we're gonna also turn on the landing lights already, the strobe lights, the wing lights, and we're gonna turn on our TCAS here. And we're clear for takeoff. VT5 stabilized, and Toga. Chrono. There we go, Rolls-Royce engines, nice. 80 knots. P1, rotate. Positive rate, gear up.
American 717, contact Munition Arena 127.955, bye-bye.
Confirm 179er75, American 717.
American 717 negative 127.955.
127.955, thank you, American 717, bye-bye. Right, we set our autopilot here. We're gonna go to 127.955. Richard Radar, good afternoon, American 717, passing 3,700 feet.
American 717,
Flap squad.
climb via SID, flight level 90.
Climb via SID, level 90, American 717.
American 717, contact München, 120.780, goodbye.
120.780, American 717, bye-bye. Richard Radar, good afternoon, American 717, passing 5,500 feet.
American 717 identified, climb flight level 190.
Flight level 190, American 717. And now we're gonna go continue our climb to level 190. We're above our tension altitude, level, so we're gonna set our barrels to standard.
American 717, contact 132.455, goodbye.
132.455, American 717, bye-bye. 132.455. Richard Radar, good afternoon, American 717, passing 8,500 feet.
American 717, München radar identified, hello, climb to flight level 240.
Flight level 240, American 717.
American 717, climb to flight level 260.
Flight level 260, American 717.
American 717, proceed direct paylock.
Direct to paylock, American 717.
3 November, München radar.
Right, we're above 10,000 feet, we can turn off the landing lights and then wing and lower lights.
150.
Alright, after takeoff checklist, landing gears up, flaps are up, spoilers, auto brake off, landing lights off, there we go, our after takeoff checks complete.
12078.
Alright, we're at smooth air here at the moment, so we can turn off the seatbelt signs.
American 717, monitor Unicom, 122.8, bye-bye.
122.8, American 717, thanks for all the EC, bye-bye. Alrighty, we just reached our cruise altitude of level 340. We're just gonna continue our merry way here. So yeah, we're gonna see you guys all in a little bit once we're closer to the Atlantic Ocean. Alright everybody, welcome back. We're just about to leave France here. We're gonna be entering the Atlantic shortly. And we are very lucky today since Shanwick Oceanic Radio is online. So it's gonna be a very cool oceanic crossing ops. So, but first of all, we're now gonna go and insert some ETOPS data. So, first off, we're gonna go and set our Mach speed. So we're gonna see here with our cost index at 80 right now. At the moment, we're gonna be crossing the Atlantic here at around Mach 0.83. So what we'll do is we are gonna just set our speed here once we enter. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna set our speed here to 0.83. 80 is our entry point for the custom crossing that we have chosen. So 0.83, and our exit point is going to be Joburg. So what we're going to do is type econ. Then after we've passed Joburg, it will go back to our assigned optimum speed for our cost index. We're also going to be expecting to cross the Atlantic at level 360. Our optimum level is at 350.2 right now, but we are expecting it to be at 360 in a little bit. So we set our altitude to level 360 at our entry point. So we're gonna cross the Atlantic at Mach 0.83 at level 360. First off, we're gonna do a oceanic clearance, which we have here. I'm gonna make a screenshot of it. So this is the NatTrack page, which you will see when you need to cross the Atlantic. You need to ask for oceanic clearance, and on VATSIM we do that via nattrack.net. So here's flight information: American 717, destination Charlotte Douglas. Our requested oceanic flight level is 360, which a maximum oceanic flight level of 370, which is the highest we can expect to be accepting. Our requested Mach number, as we just said, is 083. We have a random routing for today. Our first oceanic sector is going to be Shanwick. Our entry fix is going to be Etiki, which we're going to cross at around estimated 1209 Zulu. Current TMI is 123, and we have a fast free text Alpha Bravo Golf Kilo, but we're probably going to use CPDLC, which we have available, and which Shanwick Radio also has available as well. So that's very good. Alright, we're now going to show the routing here that we have chosen. So this route is optimized according to the winds that are going to be around our cruise altitude across the ocean. So here it is. We've just flown out of Munich to the west over France, and then we're going to go and cross the Atlantic here, and then we're going to go and enter the United States from the east, and then into Charlotte Douglas. Now we're going to go to enter some ETOPS data information. So we're going to go to our SimBrief OFP here. There it is. We're going to go to our ETOPS information here. So our entry point is Echo India November November, which is Shannon, I believe. And then our entry point is with Echo India November November Shanwick and Charlie Yankee Quebec X-ray, which is Gander. And then our exit point is also Gander. Alright, we're now going to go insert our ETOPS rings. So our entry point is Echo India November November with the distance of 431. So we're going to do /431. Next up we have our entry point for Shannon. We have a radius of 954. And then we go to Gander with a radius of 915. And then we also have a radius for an exit point with Gander as well, which is 521. Now let's go to plan mode here, entry point here. So our entry point is between 48 north 15 west and 48 north and 20220 west. So we're gonna go and check if that's correct. So as you can see here, indeed entry point Shannon is indeed between 48 north 015 west and 48 north 020 west. So that's correct. Then we're going to go to our entry point, which is around here. So it says it's around 47 north and 030 west, which is also correct here. As you can see, these two rings cross each other, which also means it is the entry point here. We can actually check that if we insert the actual longitude and latitudes of the entry point. So we're going to go back there. Here it is. So what we can do is go to the end of our routing page and enter the longitude and latitudes manually. I think we don't need a slash, so I think this should work. Yep, there we go. So now we can go and copy this and enter in our fix info. So now we have our entry point in long and lats inserted. So we're going to go back to our plan mode. And there we go. As you can see, the rings correspond with the lats and longs stated here on the EFB. So this means the entry point is also correctly inserted. So last but not least is the exit point that we're going to check, which is near 46 north and 040 west, which corresponds what we have here in our SimBrief OP as well. So that's our ETOPS rings inserted. Now we're going to go and wait for our clearance from NatTrack. And now we can proceed with the next bits once we are nearing our entry point. Already we have an announcement from Shanwick here. They have acknowledged our request clearance. So, which means we can continue. So the last thing that we need to do is insert our offset for slot procedures. So it decreases the chance of conflict with other aircraft around us when crossing the Oceanic. So what you normally do is do a right offset of 1 or 2 in the 777. We're just going to do a right offset of 1 here, because why not? So now we're going to go onto this magenta line on this dotted magenta line on the right here. There it is. We're now on our offset of right 1. Now we're gonna go to our VNAV page here and look at our optimum flight level. It says flight level 355, which is pretty close to flight level 360, which we have requested, and we're gonna reach that optimum flight level easily before we pass our entry fixer for Itiki. So we're gonna climb to flight level 360, and then right before we cross Itiki, we're gonna contact Gander Oceanic on 121.8. There we go, we got a call from Shanwick here. So we're now gonna contact them on 121.8.
American 717, Shanwick Radio, pass your message.
American 717, good afternoon. We just crossed over Itiki, flight level 360, Mach decimal 83.
American 717, Roger, making flight level 360, Mach decimal 83.
Cell call received, American 717, and we also have CBD receiving.
American 717, go ahead with 60s, Echo Golf, Golf X-ray.
Echo Golf, Golf X-ray, American 717. So, the CLC logon code for Shanwick Radio is Echo Golf, Golf X-ray. We're going to insert it here in the ATC logon status, which is on the ATC page. So, Echo Golf, Golf X-ray, network is ready, and we're going to send that to Shanwick Radio, and hopefully that works. And there we go, ATC comm established with Shanwick Radio, and then we can just monitor CBDLC here, so that's very nice. Alrighty, we're now going to continue our flight there at flight level 360. For the rest of the flight, there's pretty much nothing going on anymore, so we're just going to go ahead and continue our flight here, and we will see you all guys when we are nearing our destination. Alright everybody, welcome back. We have now reached the US of the A, and we're now approaching our top of descent in a little bit. We still have around 140 miles to go. So in a little bit we will be starting our descent into Charlotte. Fortunately, at the moment, Atlanta Center and Charlotte Ground are online. Hopefully they'll stay online, so we'll have some nice ATC on the way into Charlotte. Alright, we just started descent here. We're now gonna go and look at our arrival here. We are on the Chesley 6 run of arrival here. With the coupon transition, we are inbound Peltz. So we are around here between Argyle and Peltz. We're going to continue to Esdale at 280 knots, flight level 220 below and 17000 above. Welsh at 270 knots at 16000 at or above. Then we go to Chesley at 250 knots, flight level 220 under and 13000 at or above. Then we're going to be expecting runways 18 left and center and right. We're going to go and go listen to the ATIS in a little bit. So Chesley, as I said, and then to Chris, then to Nodu, and then we have heels at 210 knot at 6000 feet for landing runways 18. We're going to check if that's correctly inserted here. Yes, it is. Heels at 210 knots at 6000 feet. Right, we're now going to go and listen to the ATIS on 121.150. Before we get
Charlotte Airport arrival information, call 1827 Zulu Special. Wind 170 gust 15. Visibility 7.
Alright, we now have information call, and it seems all the ATC is gone, of course. Very typical thing in the VATSIM world when someone arrives, ATC goes away. But whatever, we'll just go and descend on our own. Okay, we're now going to go continue on the Chesley 6 arrival to 6000 feet, and then once we are close to the airport, we're going to go to the CTAF frequency for Charlotte, which is 118.1. So we're going to put that on our standby here. There we go. We're now going to continue our descent into Charlotte. Alright, we're going to go to the checklist here. We're going to go to the descent page. Let's do a quick recall. Nothing, that's very nice. No notes. We're gonna go auto brakes. We're gonna go to our performance tool. So what we got from the ATIS information India now current. I've taken a listen from it again. So 18 left, center, and right are for arrivals. We're just gonna pick closest to our what's on our approach. So we're gonna do 18 left. We're going to import the weather, same as ATIS, winds 170 at 8, temperature 23, altimeter 29990. Then we're going to go to the landing en route. Everything else correct. We're going to import the aircraft details, our weight at the moment. And we're just going to try auto brake 3 for now. That seems quite right. So our auto brakes set at 3, and we're going to use our reversers to full. Landing data, we're going to go to the VREF. Our VREF here at flaps 30, which we're going to do is 132 knots. And we're going to do a wind correction of +5 knots. So it's going to be 137. We're going to be executing the ILS approach for runway 18 left. So the localized frequency for India Victor Kilo Quebec is 110.35. Final approach course 183. We're going to go to our navrat page, which is already inserted 110.35 at a 183, so that's very good. Now we're going to go to our baro minimums here, which is going to be 1002. I'm going to set that here on the baro knob. Landing data has been inserted. Approach briefing has then also been completed. We've also set our altimeter distance. We're already way below the transition altitude of 18,000. Ooh, we just heard some thunder. Some thunder in the vicinity near Charlotte. Thankfully it's not above Charlotte, otherwise that would be pretty bad. Interesting how we can hear the thunder inside the aircraft, but MSFS logic, I guess. Alright, we're nearing 10,000 feet. We're going to turn on the seatbelt signs now. We're going to turn on the landing lights, runway turn-offs and taxi lights. We're going to turn on the logo and wing lights as well. Alright, cabin is also ready, so that's great. We are also nearing the radius of the CTAF. I've set a radius around Charlotte of 25 nautical miles. So we're now going to go and switch to CTAF frequency 118.1. And we're going to coordinate with other aircraft that may be close to us. But seeing VATSIM radar should be fine. A clear run for us. Charlotte traffic American 717 heavy, 25 nautical miles northeast, passing 6,500 feet. On a base, inbound ILS 18 left, Charlotte. Alright, we're going to continue our descent to 3,000 feet. And we're going to take the heading manually here. We're going to go to snack. And we're going to actually continue descent to 4,000 feet and manual VS as well. To just have more control of our aircraft and our descent to capture the ILS localizer. Alright, we are 210 knots. We're going to do flaps 1 now. Hopefully thunderstorms are not above Charlotte Airport. That wouldn't be very good if it was. Just gonna graze by this precipitation here. Alright, we're reaching 4,000 feet. We're gonna do a little further left heading of 220 knots. And we're gonna call once more on CTAF. Charlotte traffic American 717 heavy, 5 nautical miles out. Turning final now for the ILS 18 left, Charlotte. Alright, we're gonna arm the localizer here. And here's the localizer coming up, and it's already been captured. I'm going to increase our speed to 180 knots. And do flaps 5. And we're now also going to go and arm the approach mode as well. Ooh, look at that. Look at these clouds, that's really cool, wow. Wish we could see some thunder. Charlotte traffic America 717 heavy established on the localizer, 18 left, 11 miles out, Charlotte. Alright, we're gonna go to the landing checklist. Speed brakes are armed. Actually, let's go and put our landing gear now. Alright, we're going to decrease the speed to 160 knots now and maintain that until 4 miles. Flaps 15. Charlotte traffic America 717 heavy, 4 miles out, runway 18 left, Charlotte. We're now going to go to our VREF speed of 137. Flaps 20, 25 as well. And also flaps 30. Let's just do that. Alright. Landing checklist, final landing checklist. Speed brakes are armed. Auto brakes are set to 3. Landing gear is down. And flaps are at 30. I don't know why it doesn't say complete. Ah, there we go. Landing checklist complete. Here we go.
Approaching minimums.
Checked.
Minimums.
Continue.
Glide slow. Glide
Shut up, glide slow.
Glide slow. Glide slow. Glide slow. 20. 10.
There we go. Reverse is green. Diesel. Manual brakes, reverse disengage, and vacate on Kilo 6, Charlie 6. Alright, we're gonna take a right here. Oh, we're gonna take a right here and then contact ground. In the meantime, landing lights out, strobes off, logo and wing off. Charlotte traffic, American 77 Heavy, clear runway 18 left, Charlotte. Right, let's stop here and let's clean up the rest of the stuff. So, flaps disengage and flaps to up. Auto brakes to off. Alright, we're now gonna contact ground on the 121.9er. Charlotte ground, very good afternoon. American 717 Heavy vacated 18 left. Request taxi to standby for parking. American 77 request taxi to stand Delta 5.
American 717 Heavy, Charlotte ground, taxi to the ramp via Charlie Romeo.
To the ramp via Charlie Romeo, American 717, thank you. Alright, we're gonna go to your taxi via Charlie Romeo. I'm gonna go to the airport charts here. Alrighty, we're on Charlie now. So it's a very easy taxi. Charlie Romeo Delta 5 X-ray. Easy stuff. Alright, we're gonna get to your taxi. We're gonna also turn off the TCAS here. Alright, we're now entering the ramp. We're going to turn on the APU. And somewhere in one of these tents is going to be Delta 5 for parking today. Alright, I'm just going to stop right here. There we go. Parking brakes are set. APU is running. We can now turn off engines 1 and 2. Alright, we're gonna go and set the chocks. Also don't forget to turn off the beacon lights and turn off the seatbelt signs. Request GPU as well, and we're gonna go and request deboarding. Fortunately, we don't have much ATC on the way in Charlotte, but we did have a lot of fun with the way out of Munich with the event, so it was very fun. That's our flight complete. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and we'll see you all in the next one. Have a good one.